The IMF is uniquely trained and highly motivated. Specialist without equal, immune to any countermeasures. But it is an agency of chaos.
Hi, welcome to What the Flick, everybody. I'm Matt Atchity, Alonso Duralde, and joining us, Amy Nicholson, Red Letter Day here. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. I'm glad to be here.
We're very happy to have you. We are going to be talking about Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation. Alonso, will you describe it for us?
Sure. Well, you know, Ethan Hunt is back, and things are bad because spies and secrets and danger and running and chasing and explosioning. Check it out.
The time has come to dissolve the IMF. Now, I want you to choose your next words very carefully. Where is Hunt?
Last I heard, he was tracking the Syndicate.
How come the CIA has never discovered any intel regarding the Syndicate?
You want the polite answer or the truth?
We've never met before, right?
Follow me.
So what's the play?
You want to bring down the Syndicate? It's impossible.
How do you know we can trust her?
Desperate times. Desperate measures.
Ethan? Benji! Open the door! Open the door! Yeah, I'm trying. Oh my God!
I like this a lot.
Explosioning.
Explosioning.
Disavowing. Don't forget, every
so
Mission
much
Impossible is about
disavowing.
disavowing.
Yeah, you know, this is one of those franchises, sort of like Fast and Furious, that seem to have found this groove of wonderful absurdity, I guess, is the way to describe it, where there's enough plot to sort of like, you know, cover everything, but it's really just about set piece to set piece to set piece. And they're all pretty terrific. I mean, if there's one thing that I maybe think this movie does wrong, it's only that it overdoes it right. Like, I think by the time you get to that last action sequence, you're kind of like, I need a, can we have a break, you know?
Right, and especially like if you see it on IMAX, it does get a little overwhelming, but this is a great movie. It's really fun. It moves along really well. It's, you know, yes, there is a story to follow. If you get lost, it kind of doesn't matter. It's okay. I had a good time in this, although my only real question here is this is a story that begins with people getting disavowed, which happened in the first film and happened in Ghost Protocol. And I'm like, what's the job security like for Ethan Hunt and his buddies? Like, it seems like they're getting kicked out all the time.
Oh, it feels like an abusive relationship. At some point, you just be like, I'm out, I'm out,
Exactly.
I'm out.
Exactly.
Okay, you guys know that I'm like a Cruise fanatic, right? Like,
Oh, right, yes. You wrote a book on Tom Cruise.
literally wrote the book on Tom Cruise.
And I can't get as excited about Mission Impossible 5 as you can. I think it's a very good movie. I think it's a good movie. Let me take that very
It's not as good as
But
Ghost Protocol, certainly.
It's not as good as Mission Impossible 1 or 3 or 4. This is the 4th best Mission Impossible.
Oof, okay, that's
But it's still good. I think that's the same
better
about
than
the
3, really?
Oh, I love 3. 3 is my favorite.
Okay, well then this conversation is over. Anyway.
3 has the best villain, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Granted, yes, but that's it.
Well, see, and like Ghost Protocol has a terrible villain because you can hardly remember him, right? So I would say this one, you have a
Is it an actual ghost? I don't even remember now who the villain in Ghost Protocol is.
There was an actual protocol.
Right. That's kind of the problem, right? So here you've got Sean Harris as the villain, and he's this creepy former spy, and he's pretty good. You know, Sean Harris does creepy really, really well.
Yeah, he's got a good face for that.
Right. Alec Baldwin comes in as head of the CIA, who's trying to take over the IMF force, which is pretty fun. But I want to call out Rebecca Ferguson,
Yes.
who is fantastic in this. She was in Hercules last year, which didn't give her much to do, but she was in White Queen on Stars, and she was really good in that. And she's absolutely going toe-to-toe with Tom Cruise here, and she's great. She's kind of this female James Bond type.
She's totally
really
the
good.
discovery of this movie, I think. And what's really great about I love a movie where they will put somebody a face that we don't necessarily know in a role like this, because her whole arc is, can we trust her? Should Ethan Hunt trust her? Who's she really working for? And because they didn't cast like Cameron Diaz or somebody, like, we don't know, because there comes a point where a person becomes so famous that they can't play a bad guy.
Right.
But if you cast a non-famous person, it could go either way.
It could go either way. I mean, what I love about even just the way Christopher McQuarrie shoots Rebecca Ferguson is there's some scenes where she's in ball gowns and like strutting up the stairs of an opera, and he zooms in on her behind. And I think any other actress, any other film, it would be like, hey, check that out, it's pretty good. But in this one, we're just thinking, she's so muscular. Look how strong she is.
She's not packing a gun in there.
The way she kicks her legs back so that she's not stepping on her enormous ball gown in that opera sequence is amazing. And then that's just the lead into this amazing sort of, I said in my review, it's part man who knew too much, part foul play, like assassination at the opera and the risers going up and down and the people hiding in the pagodas with the rifles and just there's so many great action beats in this movie. I just think by the end of it, I kind of felt like maybe one less. One less. I would have been less exhausted by the time we got to the last one that was also really good, but still by that point, I kind of felt like it was a little much.
See, I was thinking one more, because it felt like it got big. It felt like there was a great centerpiece shot, the underwater battle, which I don't want to give too much away, or the underwater struggle. And then at the end, it just sort of runs around and chases things. But what I thought was most impressive about this one, I don't know if you guys agree, wasn't just things like the airplane sequence, which we've seen to death on the trailers, but it was little stuff Tom Cruise did that I didn't know he was going to do that just showed what a physical athlete he is. Like when he's handcuffed to that railing and he does these crunches.
Right.
He like gets off a railing by doing crunches in midair. Who can do that?
Right. Oh, I do those every morning.
That's part of my regime. No. I agree with you. He definitely brings a lot. I admired the fact that the plane thing happens like first thing. Which to me is like that's when
get that out of the way.
That's like, okay, we're gonna do the hit single and now the deep cuts. It's like you saw this on the poster, boom, it's out of there in the first 5 minutes.
Right, and people have been talking about that, and that's the thing everybody thinks about. That's not even the most exciting sequence of the film, right?
That's the amuse-bouche.
Right, yeah, and that's a really fun one. Now, look, there are some cliched elements, like obviously it being a Tom Cruise action movie, you do get the motorcycle chase.
Of
you
course.
get him driving around really fast with no helmet on a motorcycle, because it's a Tom Cruise movie. But this is a really fun film. I really like this. I think it's a great action blockbuster. And for when we see a lot of movies that are cliched, this is an example of a movie that takes some cliches and executes them really well, and they drive the story. And it's okay here. And this is a really fun, it's the perfect popcorn movie.
Totally. And they showed it to us in 2D IMAX, which looked great. I don't know what the 3D IMAX is going to be like, but I imagine probably
motorcycles flying at your face.
I guess I don't know, but I mean, I like this movie enough that I would go back and see it again in 3D just to see how that goes.
Well, good, because I do want people to see Mission Impossible 5, just because I think if Tom Cruise can get that huge box office number, maybe he can go back and like make another Magnolia. I'm kind of done with action hero Tom Cruise.
But do we think that that's what steers him, whether or not these movies do well? You don't think it's... To me, my impression of him, and you would know better as the expert, but I kind of feel like he goes where he wants to and he works with who he wants to. I mean, I can't think of any living actor who worked with such an array of, Kubrick and Scorsese and all these guys. I don't know. I mean, do you think really he's sort of minding the numbers to see what he does next?
I think you are exactly right about Cruise up until the Oprah couch. I think up until Oprah couch, he was a Cruise who felt free to do whatever he wanted. And ever since then, because the buzz is that audiences hate Tom Cruise, even though I feel like audiences really secretly like him a lot, he feels like he needs that huge global number in order to say, like, to all the haters, I got this, they like me now I can go back to being the actor I want to be.
I kind of feel like in the promotion of this movie, Dave and I were talking about this morning, that he's kind of like, he's changed the conversation where, we all like Tom Cruise again. I mean, but maybe I'm naive, I don't know.
Nothing could make me happier than this movie proving to everybody that Tom Cruise is the best.
This is a great example. This happened, we saw this when we saw Edge of Tomorrow last year, although the audiences didn't really go to it. You see Cruise in a movie like this, and you're reminded that, yes, he is an honest-to-God movie star.
Right.
The likes of which we have not seen in a long time and we're not really getting anymore. Like, you put him in the right movie, and he's amazing. He, to sound cliched, he lights up the screen, and he's fun to watch. And I hope this does well because I want to see him not just do another Magnolia, I want to see him do something like Tropic Thunder again. Like, I want to see him have fun. I want to see him push himself and have fun. So go see this movie so we can get fun Tom Cruise back.
Mission Impossible, skill sets.
Exactly. All right, let's do our numbers.
Okay, yeah. What did I gave this an 8.4. I had a great time.
I give this a 6.
I give it an 8. I give it an 8, so our score is...
So we're at a 7.5 average, and on the tomato meter?
It's in the 90s on the tomato meter at the moment.
All
so,
right.
yeah, go see it.